Hey guys, this is Aquarius7373. I thought I'd show kind of a cool little video. I just got the Galaxy Note 2 from T-Mobile. This is a rooted phone. It comes with a little S Pen. I just wanted to show that this is awesome. I don't know if you can actually see the dot on the screen. Yeah, you can see that. So when I get to about maybe half an inch away from the screen, this dot pops up. So that helps a lot for drawing and actually writing things. So I also set it up so if I open up a text and it knows that the pen is out, it automatically opens up the drawing pad. So I don't know how much or how faster this actually is, but it's kind of cool. So anyway, getting out of that, actually, a lot of people probably don't know, but this is a really expensive pen. It won't work on any other phone other than the Galaxy Note. But it doesn't use a battery, but somehow it is smart. So if I drop it or it falls out, which I can't really imagine it doing, but if I forget it somewhere, it falls in a couch, and I try to walk away, an alert will pop up on my phone and vibrate and tell me that I'm leaving without my S Pen. So getting back to what I actually want to talk about is Tasker. So if you go to the App Store and you download Tasker, this app right there, you can do a lot of really cool stuff with the Android. So I wanted to show you some of the, these are some of the profiles that I already set up. It comes with none, so it's a little confusing at first, but once you start messing around with it, you're going to find a lot of things that you can use it for. So what I have set up, this is basically programming your phone to do things that it doesn't already know how to do out of the box. So I kind of organize these from simple to a little bit more novice toward the bottom. So my simplest one is vibrating at night. So I have it set that from midnight to 8 o'clock in the morning, I made this profile that is silence it and it turns on vibrate. So that's kind of a nice one, so you don't have to remember to mute your phone when you go to bed and when you wake up. The other one is calendar mute. It's kind of an extension of the first one, but you see the entry right here. If I put mute in the title of anything on my calendar, so say I come over to my calendar here, and where's today, the 17th. So if I put in a title here, say I'm going to go to a movie, or I'm going to be in a meeting, or anything else like that, you just put in mute, and then you set your time and everything. And as long as you set your time, so right now it's from 4 to 5 p.m. and you save it, your phone is automatically going to mute while that calendar task is ready. So you see it just vibrated, and it just put it on vibrate. So that's nice to have. I haven't really used it yet, but if I want to, I can. Another one that I really like is see, it actually pops up green here showing that it's active. My other one that's active right now is Home Wi-Fi Detect. So I have it, so if I'm by this cell tower, and you can do a search, if you hit scan, it'll show you all the cell towers by you, and that's the only one by me. So as long as I'm by this one, it will, and actually I have to do that, and I'm not orientated face down. So as long as my orientation is not face down, like this, I have it set so as soon as I put it in my pocket upside down, it shuts the screen off and locks everything with my nice little passcode here, so I don't accidentally push buttons, because I don't like to use my I'll get to that. So as long as I'm by the cell tower and it's not face down, then it will turn on my Wi-Fi. And obviously if you've logged into your Wi-Fi at home, every time you turn on your Wi-Fi, it's going to automatically log in. So I have it to actually turn on my Wi-Fi as soon as I get home. Let's see, home, no lock. I also use this one. As long as I'm at my house, there is no lock screen. That's actually only if I'm connected to my Wi-Fi. So if people come over, I can still turn my Wi-Fi off even though I'm at my house. See, I can still control it, but as soon as I come in the driveway, it'll automatically turn it on. So if I turn my Wi-Fi off, then I'll actually have my lock screen. Now I have face down. Face down is something that, say that you put your phone face down like this, and you have media playing, you can already set up an Android phone with at least the new Jelly Bean, maybe the one before that. So it mutes your calls and it stops playing music. But let's say I play this, put it down, it automatically pauses it. As soon as I pick it up, it starts playing it again. But what mine also does when I put it face down is it turns off, let's turn on Wi-Fi and GPS here to show you. So if I put it face down, it also turns off Wi-Fi and GPS to save battery. So there you go. Wi-Fi and GPS is now off. So anytime I'm not using my phone, it's not in my pocket, I just put it face down somewhere, and my alerts and my call volume is still all the way up. It's just my media volume that's down and Wi-Fi and GPS off. And now that it's not face down anymore, it turns Wi-Fi back on, because the other task or the other profile is telling it that, you know, I'm by my house, so it's going to turn Wi-Fi on. Now moving down farther, I had one set for not face down that would turn Wi-Fi back on, but then I canceled it because I included that in my at home. It turns Wi-Fi on, so I don't need that one anymore. Navigation apps, this one's actually kind of handy too because it gets annoying. So you can set it so that anytime I open up, here's the list of apps, and I selected all of my navigation apps that require GPS. When they're open, it turns GPS on, and when they're closed, as soon as I close them, it turns GPS back off. So let's see right here, GPS is currently off. So if I open up, say, Google Maps, you see the dot up here at the top left, GPS is on, just because I opened up this app. So as soon as I hit the back button, it waits 5 seconds, and then it turns GPS back off. There it is. So that's kind of simple. So you can have your phone turn on and off certain things as soon as you open apps. So done with that one. Camera on, I have that one off because I really don't take a lot of pictures with my camera. But say I turn it on, as soon as you turn your phone on the side, I think that's the way I set it up. Let's see. Upright to left side. Open camera. I think my phone has to be straight up and down. I'm trying to hold it toward the camera so it's at an angle already. There we go. So as soon as you turn your phone to the side, it automatically opens up the camera. I can also set it up so when I turn it back, it's going to close the camera, but I don't really want to do that. So say that you're going to Busch Gardens or on a trip, vacation, and you're going to be using your phone more for taking pictures than answering phone calls, then that would be a good one to turn on. That's when I would use that. Just take the phone out of my pocket, turn it to the side, and turn the camera on. I don't know if that's a little faster. I think it would be. Depends on where you put your camera. I already have my camera down here on my bottom taskbar thing, so I can always get to it, but some people don't have it there, so that might be handy. Next, I've got leave Jay's house. So if I leave my in-laws' house, which I've left my iPad there quite often, I have it so that here's a cell tower that's by their house. I have /6 for T-Mobile, theirs is /5. And down here at the bottom, you can do this for any of your profiles. You can turn it to invert, which means when I'm not connected to that cell tower, then it's going to carry out the task. So what that does, where'd it go? I can open up my task profile here. So it waits 30 seconds to actually let me walk out the door and start the car. Turns my system volume to 7. Music play. I recorded an audio and it automatically plays that audio, so that's why I need my system volume to 7. Then I made an HTML pop-up and it sends a text message. So I can hit this little play button right here to get an example. But it didn't do anything. Oh, that's because, I wonder if I have to turn it off, because I'm not at Jay's house right now. No. Oh, geez, that's why. It's trying to wait 30 seconds. I don't want to waste your time, so let me just disable that one.
Hey, do you have your iPad?
So it plays that audio, gives me that little pop-up, and as you'll see in a second, I will receive a text message from myself. There it is. Where's your iPad? So that way I don't leave my iPad there anymore. Sick of doing that. Alright. Now getting a little bit further down. I've got headset no lock, so right now I have my Bluetooth headset in, so that's on. That's why my screen hasn't been locking. But as long as my headset is on and it's connected through my Bluetooth, then my lock screen turns off. So this is helpful. Say I'm walking around somewhere and I have my headset in, I can just push the power button on my headset, and I can show you that right here. Play music. Of course, it's going to give me a network error while I'm trying to record a video. But anyway, so I can call people just by pushing my headset. Otherwise, I have it set so that when I'm not connected to my Wi-Fi at my house, my screen lock goes on. So if I were to try to call somebody with my phone in my pocket, I would have to actually take the phone out of my pocket, unlock the screen, and then I'd be able to call somebody, rendering my headset basically useless. So this way, when I'm using it, there is no screen lock. Alright, going down a little farther, I've got track phone in one, which I actually don't use anymore because I created my own app. What these did was when I received a text saying track phone from any phone number in my contacts, it would open up track phone 2, which would open up an app and then post my location online so that I could go online and find it. But I have an easier one. This location one right here is constantly running when my GPS is on. And then I'll get to that one in a second. I actually have another profile further down that opens up that profile. So say when my battery gets to 10%, because I don't like my phone telling me how much battery I have, so I don't have that notification set to myself. But in case I'm out and I don't realize that my battery's dying, it actually texts my wife saying my battery's at 10%. So she knows when my battery's dead. Also, this store and messaging app right here, if I didn't want it to actually show up in my messages, in my text messages, I could turn that off, and then I would never be able to see that I sent her this message, but I turn it on so I can see that. There are some times when you want to hide that, and I'll get to that in a second too. SOS call to Joanna. This is if somebody steals my phone. What I did is, this C means anybody in my contacts. So if anybody in my contacts sends anything like a subject or in the body of the message, SOS call in all caps, it will turn my in-call volume to 5, turn the speakerphone on, call my wife, and then that's one I don't need. So that little black bar means I'm not using that. I have that disabled right now, so I can enable that. So anyway, so it'll call my wife, it'll be on speakerphone, so if I lose my phone, she can call it, hear what's going on around the phone, and maybe make it easier to find it. Maybe yell to somebody, hey, pick this phone up, I lost it. When my phone gets to 5% battery, so I have this set, when my battery level gets anywhere between 0 and 5%, and of course you can still invert all of these, but I don't want to invert it. It will carry out this profile, and all these black bars, I'm not using any of those because I use this profile with those enabled on another task. But what it does, it turns my GPS on, turns my Wi-Fi on, turns my profile status, which was the one I just mentioned a second ago. So it gets my location, it waits 30 seconds to really hone in on my location so it's within only a few feet. It sends a text message to my wife saying it is, and then the little percentage sign actually puts the real time in there, the right date, the right time. Nick's phone is located at, this percentage location will give me, or place in the text, the longitude and latitude, and then it says my battery level, so it'll say battery level is 5%. So in case I lose my phone somewhere, and I know I have a lot of tasks set up for if I lose my phone, but not like I do, but you got to think of these things. So if I lose my phone and I don't realize I've lost it, when my phone gets to 5% battery, it'll automatically send this anyway. So store and messaging app, I actually do want that on. Well, I guess there's no reason for it. I'll leave that off. I'll leave it on, so I know when I'm bothering her, I guess. Okay, so simple enough. So after it sends a text message, turns GPS off and Wi-Fi off to save on battery. Now, here's the really cool one. When I receive the text message from anybody, so this doesn't even have to be anybody in my contacts. If you hit this little search button, then you can say any favorite contact, any contact, single contact. So I've hit any contact, then it puts a C any, but I don't need that. And then content is SOS, just like SOS before, SOS call. This one's just SOS. And then what it does is, I actually want all of these on to show you what it does. Okay, so I'm just going to read through it and then I'm going to play it so that you see. Sound effects on, silent mode off, in case if somebody actually did steal my phone, they put it on silent mode for some strange reason, turns that off. Notification volume all the way up. Then it waits 3 seconds. Then it plays the notify sound, which yells help, basically. And then it creates this pop-up. In case somebody does find my phone, they can see the pop-up and call my wife. It has a phone number in there. Turns GPS on, puts the media volume all the way up, turns Wi-Fi on. It gets my my location again, just like before, waits 30 seconds to hone in on it, sends a text message to my wife, turns GPS off, Wi-Fi off, and then it turns off this task. So if they pull down this menu, it's not going to show that the task is still running. In this one, in this send the text, I do not want to store it in the messaging app so that they cannot see that I sent, that I remotely sent somebody my information. Otherwise, they'd probably not stay there and move. So let me just hit the play button and show you what this does.
Please help me. My owner lost me, and I need you to call this number on the screen and tell him where I am. Thank you.
So it turns my volume all the way up. So if you remember, I have my calendar set to actually be muted. So it overrides my calendar and it turns my sound on. Alright, so enough of that. That's really good. So I love that one. That will be handy if somebody does actually try to steal my phone. Join a screen shake or scene shake. Alright, this is something else you can do. If you come up over into the top here, I know this is tough to see. Phone doesn't want to focus, it's too bright. On the left I have profile, so this is basically the if. If something happens, then this task will happen. This is the list of all my tasks. And then I have scenes, which is kind of interesting. So, I made a lock screen, which looks like this. You can edit this however you want. You can make these buttons bigger, smaller, change the number. You can put pictures on the buttons. So you can use anything you want here to make your own lock screen. You can put your own text on the top and bottom, your own background pictures, anything you want. And then I have this Joanna contact one, so this is a zoomed up picture of it, but let me just show you what this does. If I come back over into profiles and Joanna scene shake, turn that on. If I shake my phone, her name or face pops up. So if I actually click her face, you just tap the bottom right to close out of a scene. I'll come over here, join a contact, click on the scene. You can set it to, if you do a single tap, I have it send her a text message saying, "Where are you? I miss you. I'm hungry." Because who doesn't say that all day long? And then this does actually store it in my messaging app, because I want to see when I accidentally do that too. If I long tap on it, it'll call her. And then if I stroke it, you can set it up so that if you actually slide your finger over it any direction, it'll do anything. You can have it open up an app, turn your GPS, Wi-Fi on, anything like that. So let's go back to my home screen here. Say I shake my phone, her name pops up. If I tap it, it doesn't tell me anything happened, but if I go into my text messages, you can see it's entered right there. 416, 416. Where are you? I miss you. I'm hungry. So if I long press on it, longer, oh there it is. It'll call her. She's probably going to call me back now. I also have one set up to record my calls. It says I take a lot of business calls. I don't want to forget what people say, so that's always good too. Oh. hear my bloops. Alright, so that's pretty much it for that. So let me show you real quick how to make one of these. Oh, actually I have one more I just made. In pocket lock. So whenever I put my phone in my pocket, I put it in upside down, turns the screen off, and it locks the screen. So I don't accidentally push stuff when I'm at my house and my lock screen is turned off. This still works. So let me show you how I made that one. Hit the plus sign at the bottom, and then you can give it any name. So I'm just gonna say in pocket lock 2. In pocket lock 2. And now here's where you set up if this happens. So if you open an application, if it's a certain time or a certain day of the week, or if you're at a certain location, state, event, I'm gonna make it state. Gives you all of these options. Let me go back to event. So if any of these things happen, this is how I actually set up my other one, my shaking one. You go to the sensor and then you go to gesture. So this is kind of cool. Yeah, I figured she'd call me back. I'm not going to take that. So what you do, let's just give it a name. Let's call it test. And then the pattern, you hold down your volume button once and then you move your phone and then you let go, click it, move it another way, click it, and any way that you move your phone you can actually save certain movements in there. Oops, kind of like this one. That's how I save that movement. So you can have certain applications open up when you move your phone a certain way. So if you turn it this way and you want it to open up YouTube, and you turn it this way and you want it to open up the camera, then you can set that up. So also what you would want to do with that, what I would do if I had a YouTube app, if I use that a lot, turn it to the side this way, have it open up YouTube, turn my media volume and my brightness all the way up. When I turn it back this way, it resets to whatever I had it preset to. So you can do those things. State, if I want to, you'd go to the sensor in the state and then you go orientation. You have face up, face down, so this is how I did like all of these to turn my screen off and mute my volume. Standing up, upside down, so I had it upside down for my pocket. Hit check, and then here's a list of all of your tasks that you already have set up. But if I want to make a new one, you know, it's pretty easy stuff, not difficult at all. So I hope you enjoy this. I recommend getting Tasker. If you have an Android phone, if you have an iPhone, well, let's face it, you bought a phone because you want something simple. If you want to actually be able to program and make your own stuff, obviously Android's the way to go, and with Android, Tasker is definitely the way to go. With Tasker, you can set up your own widgets, you can make your own music bars, you can easily turn on Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, blah blah blah, just like they make. You can set up profiles to record your calls like I did. You can set up anything you want. You can change all the looks of these buttons along the bottom. You can, yeah, I think you get the idea. So I hope you like that. I hope you found it interesting. I hope you enjoy. There are plenty of places online you can go to find out how other people set up their Tasker profiles. So I just type that into Google. You can find the Wikipedia page. You can actually download. You can save your profile as an XMLS and then upload it and then have other people download it. So that is all. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.